Got me a cup of coffee. Making slurping sounds that nobody enjoys, except for those people that must enjoy slurping sounds. Because if they didn't enjoy slurping sounds, why would they write it? I'm like, oh yeah, and he took this big slurp of his coffee in like a book or something, you know? Like some idea that like everything has its place. I have no idea what I want to practice drawing today. I don't even want to consider it like a practice. Like I want to stop practicing and I just want to actually do something. But for years I've been like, oh, you're not ready to do something, you gotta practice. Lately I've been telling myself what I need to practice. There we go again, practice. What I need to do, what I should do. What I need to do, really, realistically, is learn to have fun with the process, right? I've got nothing on the page and it scares me. So I'm just gonna put some random stuff on the page and sort of warm up. And this is what I'm just like, okay. Trying to put together everything I've ever learned about art, construction drawing, like anatomy, proportion, stuff like that. Sorry if I'm like blocking everything. Probably shouldn't draw so small, right? You can only see my hand. Would like to do digital, but the digital tablet, in addition to no Wi-Fi, and so we have to do it the good old-fashioned way. And like I made this person's gigantic ears, so trying to move my hand out of the way. Some people have gigantic ears, so like, you know, it's valid. And like I said, I'm just trying to get something on the page. How can I fix this so it's more visible? Unless it doesn't specifically matter. I'd like to be able to like put music in the background, but I haven't been able to like do that yet. One of the things that I was thinking about doing is like, okay, I don't like that I just put this down because I know that I need to put something down on the page just to like warm up, just like have something on the page. But now that I've done that, you know, I'm upset because that's what I always do. You know, just like, when are you gonna like draw me a comic, you know? Shoot, I'm doing a very bad job of like showing anything, huh? I really don't know how other people do it. maybe if I like pull it even further away like this. Just like, okay. Hair shapes. I'm gonna give this person a hair shape like this. I saw someone at the gas station yesterday. I mean, grocery store yesterday. And they had hair kind of like that. I used to wear my hair kind of like that too. All right, I've got something on the page now, so that's good. Not what I wanted, but like every bad drawing is experience. All right, let's try something else. I'm gonna try. Lately, I've been thinking. I think that you'd be happier. I think that you'd be happier. I know. I know. Okay. So I've got this. That's really annoying that you do this to me. I need you to focus. I really, really, really struggle to add snouts to my characters. Why? Okay, first of all, I'm gonna move over here because like there's something that someone had told me once. And they're just like, okay, if you have the height, and if you know where where the camera is, right? So come over here. Let's say that the camera is right here. This is the center of the camera, and you can't see the center of the camera, right? You have above the camera, up here. How do I show that? Above the camera is up here. Below the camera is down here. Left of the center of the camera is over here. Right of the center of the camera is over there. And just like, oh, you just like made a cross and you extended the lines. You didn't do anything. Like I get it, but let's see here. How do I show top? So above the camera. So I'm just gonna do a straight line here and short line here like this. Does that help? Not really. But you can see the bottom because it's above the camera, right? This would actually be further. Further. But I'm like, and you would think that this is basically the same thing, huh? So that doesn't really make much sense. Okay, that's not really what I wanted to like demonstrate. Let's come over here. The idea was, if you know the height, and if you know where the horizon line, let's say the horizon line is like right here. And the other thing is just the vanishing point. The vanishing point I haven't really figured out. I would think that that would mean, okay, if the vanishing point was in this, it can't be in the center, because then there would be no perspective. It would have to be like either left or right, or multiple points of vanishing. That's not even like what I wanted to show, really. Like, if I just like randomly put vanishing points down, just like it's random. You know, how am I supposed to like know I want it to be here or I want it to be there? And I know that if I draw a shape, let's say this is the shape, I can like reverse engineer it. I can say, actually, I should try this on a new page. Okay, so if I have a shape, let's say it's a perfect square, right? Then we have parallel lines. Go this way, go that way, and we have another set of parallel lines that goes this way and that way, right? And I know that this is like quotation marks important. I haven't figured out why, right? Have a 90-degree angle, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. So 90 times 4, 360. 9 times 4 is 36. 356, yeah. 360 degrees. So a shape is equal to 360, which is somewhat important when maybe not like intuitively important, but like I feel like it's important, but I haven't figured out why it's important. Now, if we take a shape like this, one long, one short, connect it. This gives us a rectangle in perspective. I'm sure that there's another name for what the shape is, but these lines are no longer parallel because they intersect. And they intersect right here. So this is a vanishing point, right? And it's a built-in vanishing point based on the perspective. Now, what else? 90 degree for the corner. Is that a 90 degree? I don't think that's a 90 degree. I don't know what that is. I don't know why, like, I just, like, put lines down and say, "Oh, yeah, that definitely makes," like, intuitively, it looks like it makes sense, but I can't tell you that that's actually a 90 degree. Is it? No, because, like, a 90 degree up and down would go like this. Or like this. That would be like a 90 degree L shape. But that one's less than 90 degrees. It's kind of like that. I don't know what angle that is at the top of my head. But the point that I'm trying to make is now it's less than 90 degrees, right? But for the shape to be, quotation marks, correct, if you were to add up all the angles, it would add up to 360. Additionally, I put these lines down, right? And I can extend the lines. Which gives me another vanishing point. So VP1 and VP2. So I know that this has two vanishing points. These, and it's because they intersect, right? They are no longer parallel lines. Now these ones will always run in parallel, and they will never connect, right? So 2-point perspective. Now if I want a 3-point perspective, I don't like saying, oh, I'm just gonna put like random lines down, but I'm gonna try it for this one. I'm gonna say it's here, here, and here, right? All right, so this one's center. Why? Why do I want it to be center? Let's not put it center. Let's put it off center and see what happens. So I'm gonna say one side goes here, but it can't. It can? Don't know. I'm gonna, okay. I don't know if this works, but I'm gonna continue trying to see like what the problem is. No, because they all have to converge at this point is the thing, right? Okay, so let's turn the page. So one line here, one dot here, one dot here. Okay, so VP1, VP2, and VP3. So let's go down, left, right, diagonal, diagonal, and I'll cut these ones in half as well. So same for this one. And these, well, I'm gonna make this vanishing point actually go a little bit higher. That way it connects to this one. See, it's there. Now also up and down. Also up and down. So this line is the horizon line. Sorry if horizon. Also the one on the back, I guess, is also a horizon line. Interesting. It was supposed to be from above, but now it just looks like it's behind. Anyway, so let's see here. What else do I need? I need my diagonals. And then I'll split it, split it, split it. And then it gets kind of messy, huh? There's this one guy on the internet, he made a video. I'd watched it like years ago. And like he was just like, if you can't draw with a grid, you're not an artist. And I was just like, damn. You know, because like I didn't really draw from a grid, you know? Like all of my studies were like figure drawings and stuff like that. You know, and like the figure drawing people, they weren't drawing with grids. They were just like, oh, you know, draw like a line of action for the character. Let's say he's leaning on, I don't even know. Like, I couldn't get it to work for me. You know, it just like feels random, sort of guessing and just like trying to figure out like what the pose is and like, I don't know. Sort of like do an armature. And just like, it doesn't feel deliberate to me, you know? It like drawing feels like guesswork. No, it's not like, oh, I wanted to draw this and I drew this, you know? Like, I feel like it should be. I feel like I should be able to do that. Uh, and as you can see, just like everything about like grids, you know, is more or less out the window. You know, where's the grids? Where's the perspective lines? Where's the horizon line? Where's the this? Where's the that? You know, and that's like been one of my main challenge, and like also making sure that like everything fits and like getting detail. You know, it's just like, which also frustrates me because it's just like, you know, how do you get like, and it's just like I don't want to zoom in, you know, just like I look at other people's drawings and just like they can draw like full characters and they can also like get like, you know, the the um details on the face and stuff. And like from my figure drawing stuff, you know, I sort of slack on the hands, you know. And like from my imagination, you know, I sort of get lazy and I sort of draw hands like that. And it's kind of like whatever. Oh my goodness, that's whatever. Beep, beep, beep. And then it's just like, you know, here's quotation marks, a character pose. But it's like not that great, you know, what is it? I mean, it's something. It might be better than like, you know, some other person could draw, but like, I. And then coming back to this one, did I? Not yet. So, diagonals. Now that we got to this point, this is the point that usually frustrates me because it's just like, okay, you know, I did what I was told and I put a bunch of grid lines down, you know, a bunch of perspective lines, and just like, I now I have to like, you know, do something with it, right? And it's just like, okay, how do I put a character in perspective? How do I draw a horse here? How do I draw a character here? And you can tell from like this one, just like where any of the grid lines. Also thinking like, and then there's like another way to draw. I'm not gonna do it just yet, actually. I'm gonna try to figure out how to do something with this one. So what I'm saying is this is the horizon line. Okay? I guess. And like anything above it, I'm gonna give it a plus, and anything below it, I'm gonna give it a minus. This is above the camera, this is below the camera. And like if you were holding the camera, this would be like the center. No wait, because like it's looking up, I guess. It's looking up here. So I guess this would be the horizon. No, that can't be right. Unless it has like 2. Not to mention you can put 1. You can put like, oh, sorry. Just like you're not even looking at it. Okay, now how do I do something with this, right? Okay, okay. I'm gonna start by trying to fill in some shapes. This one, I'll use this line. Just like, I'll use this one. So that means that it's coming from there and it's coming over here. Okay, so now what? I would think that if I used a straight left and a right line like this, that matches this line, it will complete the shape. So now, okay, so now what? Now I could guess where the lines would, and then it's just like, I'm tired of guessing. Just like, what? You're just like, what is this? Did you draw anything? No. You drew a plank of wood, maybe, that's just like pointing at us, just like, why? And what's that got to do with, like, this perspective or that perspective, It's frustrating. Okay. And, like, I've watched videos on it. I have. Apparently, I don't fully understand. Like, my instinct tells me just, like, draw a line here, and connect it like that. That's what my instinct tells me to do. And congratulations, you drew a box. I guess, if you do from here to here, and like, what would it be? An up and down line? Or would it connect here? Something like this. So based on that, and then it would go over there to this line, I'm guessing. It would go over here to this line, I'm guessing. And then, like, it would come down here, I guess. And then we'd have like this. Would it come from here? I don't think that that's quite right. Yeah. Oh, well, I guess we would also need, like, would it be from here? That doesn't seem right to me at all. That sort of clips it. Okay. I'm gonna move to a new page. See videos sometimes and it's just like, oh, I mastered 1-point perspective, draws an entire scene. What do I think 1-point perspective is? Perspective with 1 point. So let's say the 1 point is here, right? Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, I'm putting it like. Dun, 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 dun. So that is quotation marks 1-point perspective because it has 1 point and all the lines radiate from that area. And like, I can extend it on both sides. So continue. Oh shoot, that's kind of sloppy. Continue like these lines in that direction. That's sloppy. Makes a snowflake, right? And it's just like, great. Now you have 1-point perspective. What do you do with it? Where did the other points come in? Like the first one, like you have to have like 1, right? Because like you have to have the first. Something has to be on the page. So that's like the center of the camera. That's where the camera is currently looking at. Okay. Now what? Trying to think about all of these different things. And I understand I'm probably thinking too much, but like there's something here and I'm just not comprehending it. I'm gonna go use the restroom. PRV. I'm gonna dum, 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 dum. Right back. Okay. My head kind of hurts right now. I had a headache before I went to bed, and then I was just like, all right, I don't need Advil because I'm going to sleep it off and I'm going to drink water. And then I woke up with a headache. And I was just like, oh, I just need coffee. Maybe more water? Where is my water? There it is. This is important. I just don't know why. How do I do this? All lines extend from there. What does this tell me? Okay, I'm gonna move down, and it just, no, there's something here. I'm missing it. What is it? Okay, I'm gonna come down here. If I wanted to draw a dresser, and I'm gonna choose like a geometric form, not an organic form. And the dresser is gonna be like this, right? And here, I'll put like 4 drawers. Try to put 4 drawers in here. I'm just like thinking about it. And like dressers have like different shaped drawers. I should have probably put the smallest one on the top for it to make sense. Give it like little legs. I'll give it a little like top. Okay. This doesn't have any perspective to it because you can only see the front. I know this, right? Back to like the parallel lines, they don't connect, they go straight left and right, up and down. If I wanted it in perspective, then what? Where does the perspective line come in? Where does I know that like if I wanted to, okay, let's say, but like I'm using like one long, one short, and like where I'm putting this also matters, but like I keep guessing and then I keep getting the same shape and I keep getting angry that I keep getting the same shape. So it's just like drawing the same thing over and over and over again and being unhappy with it. Not to mention this isn't the right shape, it's this is more long, well, whatever. And like one of the things that I've been doing is like find the halfway mark and then I just sort of like connect the lines. Find the halfway mark, find the halfway mark, and connect the lines. Find halfway, connect. It sort of balances out, left or right. I'm just gonna do like on top, make it seem like there's a gap between the drawers. It would be more ovalish. Like one would be bigger than the other, and there's like a fancy way to do it, but like because of how small it is, I'm not gonna bother with it right now. Okay, so that gives me, and let's also try to get the legs in here. That's not right. Something like that, and try to get the top in here. How do I do this? Something like that. Not the greatest. Not really convincing. But just like, I did all of that without, any perspective lines, without any of this. And it irritates me because there's a way to do it and I just haven't figured it out yet. I know that like if I were to like extend these lines, extend like this line down here, and also I could extend this one and it should connect to that one if it was proper. It would give me a vanishing point here. And like if well, this one's in the way, so I'm just gonna ruin that. That's unfortunate. Too bad I'm not working digitally. It would give me a perspective point down there, and like by that, I could connect these two perspective points and it should give me a horizon line. So it tells me that the camera, if I was taking a picture of it, this is where the camera would be. And it's sort of tilted, I guess. But like I can find all of that after the fact, and I'm trying to figure out how to figure it out before, It's just like I put the guidelines down and it's just like not to mention like keep doing basically the same shape, But like I'm gonna figure it out eventually, But what am I missing? What am I missing? Something about. Let's see here. Here. Let's say it's here. Let's say it's here. I'll put it. Draw it down here. So that gives me. And if I connect the dots. Then I can get like a circle sort of in perspective. Oh, this is more than an ellipse, isn't it? As soon as it's not a perfect circle, I guess it's an ellipse. But like, so now north, south, east, west. But is that convincing? On a person level, whereas it just looks like a circle that's just like out of shape. You know? Like I'm trying to, how do I, okay, let's try it again over here. So horizon line. Let's say it's here. Unless you just wouldn't be able to see the backside. Let's here. Say it's like here and here. So I'll connect. Backside. And connect. That doesn't look like a circle at all. Maybe it can't because it's like not balanced. Like, what does that look like? That just looks like a bowl. And like, I didn't intend to draw a bowl. I've been struggling with this for many moons. Okay. I feel like it's in the basics. If I don't understand the basics, just like, what am I doing with my life? Which basic to focus on? But like, still going back to like this guy, you know, snowflake, as I've been calling it. Like, let's see here. Let's draw a couple of shapes on here. Here, here. Keep it on the horizon line, but it doesn't have to stay on the horizon line. Or does it? Maybe it needs another point for it to like, I know that like, okay, then I'll put like one in the center here. Like you can't see the perspective because it's centered to it. Like everything would go towards the center. This one would go that way. It's already connected, so I just have to do the top edge, right? And then I'll just use this up and down line to terminate. So then I can get a bunch of boxes. I'm gonna like shade it so there's like a difference. Shading side to side is tricky because of the perspective, so I'm just gonna like do up and down lines. It's like great. You do like, well, actually, you did a very poor job of that, didn't you? So center on the left side, on the right side, like it should all go back to basics is what I keep telling myself. Small, medium, and large, like, and just like obtuse, oblong, and like, just right, right triangle. Now, how do I, okay, so that, everything goes to that one. Now, what if I want to put like a shape here? Let's say like right here. I'll use this and like it's further. So do I need a new perspective point or do I just like do up and down? Let's try up and down. And connect these lines. Connect these lines. And use left to right and up and down. I mean, still quotation marks 1 point perspective. Is it? Yeah, because it only goes to 1 point. That's how it works. These ones are up and down, they're still parallel. These ones are still parallel. The only ones that is this one. It all goes back and converges to that one. Crud. I'm going to use side to side. Side to side. So if I did the same thing, I'm just using the horizon line over here and extending it down here using the same direction, top to bottom, using the original perspective point. Because like when I say original, it's just like this is the most important one. This is the most important one. This is the most important one, and this is the most important one. North, south, east, west, or at least that's what I keep telling myself. And like, it will go and connect to that one. It will go and connect to that one. Go to connect to that one. And then use this line. You can't see it. This line on the top. Use the same orientation and just like slice off the backside. Use the same orientation on the side, up and down, and that connects to that, which gives me another box in perspective. But like, why am I drawing random boxes in perspective is the question that I keep asking myself, You're supposed to like then draw like environments and backgrounds and like put other stuff. And it's just like, why did you put that there? What is it? What is it supposed to be? Let's put one up here. Well, I would do that. And then my head hurts. Because this is the ground that's coming towards us. Okay, something about grids. I'm thinking something about grids now. I'm going to come over here. Now, grids. Let's keep the original. Left, right. So this is the horizon line. No, yes, this is the horizon line. It tells me where the height of the camera is, up and down. And like when I try to use my eyes, I try to tell myself, the center of the camera is like the center of what I can see. So that would be the same here. But like, how do I angle it? And like, why would I put the perspective point on the left side versus the right side versus the center, But before that, grids. Okay, actually, I'm going to start on a new page. Okay, so, let's see here. Draws the exact same thing on the same page. This is my problem with life. Keeps trying to do the same thing. It doesn't quite work. But there's something here. There really is something here. Now, I know, I know, I know. Go, go, go. Lately, I've been thinking, I think that you'd be happier. I think that you'd be happier. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, something about grids now. Where do the grids come in? Let's see here. Where do the grids come in? Now I'm thinking that I can turn the ground into a grid. I can turn the sky into a grid. First, down here. What I'm trying to combine is like, I know that if like extend lines towards us, that opens up. Back line, the front line would be the same as the back line. And I know, I know, go, go, go. It gives us the center here. But as you can see, it's not the exact same as this one. This one is like, if you held a paper towards us, like this is not helpful. Like this, and you're just like looking on it straight on. Whereas the paper here is sort of at an angle with like one side closer to us, sort of tilted. It looks kind of, oh my goodness. This is what I'm talking about. So now we tilted the page, and I know X marks the spot. X marks the spot. Can connect those lines. And like I continue to divide and subdivide, but right now, the most important thing is I made a grid. Okay? Like that. And now that I have a grid on the floor, got some floor tiles, it makes sense, where the perspective is. So if I wanted to like place things on this grid, I could. But like I randomly put the original square down. So it's just like I didn't choose, where I wanted the perspective to be. I didn't. It's just like this is what was given. And like I'm trying to be more deliberate, But here's like a floor tile, And it's just like if it goes up like this is the back wall. Can do the exact same thing. Oh, it's supposed to sort of match here. And then that's like one of the problems that I have, even like working digitally, I'm trying to make sure that like all the lines line up. And it doesn't need to be perfect, like if I wanted it perfect, then I'd have a machine do it. Something that I tell myself. I'm just like a human. And to err is to be human. imagine it's to and like I don't know if I'm suggesting it well, but like there's a difference between the back wall, which is over here, and the front wall, which is over here. And like I can continue to connect it. How would I do that? If I go straight up. Straight up, dude. But like this is still like guessing, you know? It's not intentional. Just like I have like this one idea to make like a bunch of like backgrounds and like a house and like comics and stuff, and like have like different rooms in the house, and it's all set up, and like, you know, I can do like cutouts of the background and just like overlay and underlay or like whatever. And it's just like, you know, you draw it once and then you can like recycle it. Like I've already done this specific exercise in the past. Sorry if I'm not like doing a great job showcasing what I'm doing. And it gets to a point that it gets like hard to see, you know, the differences between the lines. But because I've had like some practice with this, I can like differentiate them. Thank goodness. There have been times in the past where it's just like I can't see anymore. I gotta stop. And like I'm thinking about loosely the idea that I should be able to now, you know, that I have like, you know, these units of measure, you know, these predictable units of measure. I can like put things into this background, you know, like a potted plant, a window, you know, a dresser, you know, I could fill out the room based on like, you know, the things that are in here. I could put a ceiling here too, if I really wanted to. Well, actually, I don't think you could really see the ceiling. Because like if I put the top on here, well, I would like, I'd have to sort of erase, you know, some of the work that I put in. I don't know if this is convincing at all. I'm gonna try to. Where's my setup? There. Okay. Oh no. Lately, I've been thinking. thinking about how I keep asking AI for advice. It tells me nothing helpful, nothing useful. It just tells me to do the things that I'm already doing, and it's just like, that's not helpful. Like, if I'm already doing it, like, all you're doing is still, like I like every day I'm expecting to have like some sort of like massive breakthrough that's just gonna like, help me put it all together, and then I'm gonna be like some of these other artists online. And I understand that comparison is the thief of joy. Don't know how like other people are doing it, and I'm not necessarily trying to do it like other people. And every person has their own problems and struggles and stuff like that. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. Well, maybe I'll also do a floor tile, and I'll do it like in blue. The point of like the colors is sort of just to differentiate. All right. All right. I'm thinking that I should. I mean, either I could continue for another hour, or I could just like call it here. It's just like, if I discontinue from what I'm doing, what am I gonna do? Just like scroll YouTube and get angry about all the videos that I don't care about? Oh, how do I? I think I'm gonna try to fill out this page and then I'll call it. Okay. And I'm not trying to rush. I'm not. How do I do this? Because like that was what, 1 point perspective, if anything. Was there anything there? But like, think about it. I mean, that would go towards a center, would it? So that would be a perspective point. Well, these don't really match, do they? That's interesting. Okay, what am I trying to do? Well, okay, if there's a line here, why is there a line there? So, extends. Maybe that's something that I did wrong. This needs to be like vertical. I'm not trying to rush. I'm really not. There's only like so fast you can like, or so slow. Hmm. I guess I could connect the top lines too. And everything sort of disappears in there, but like this still isn't helpful, you know? I know that I could like probably like cut out backside, but like it's still like feels random to me. It's just like I didn't decide. Well, apparently I did decide. And like I could do the exact same thing where I do like the grids again, but like I feel like it's a waste of time. So I'm just gonna like do 1x. That's really sloppy. Well, actually, I can't really do 1x, huh? And make it make sense. That's why I keep doing like the 4x's, because at least that makes sense. Oh, goodness, this is super sloppy. I'm not rushing. Just like working in pen, you know? Okay, so that's there. And up and down, left to right, up and down, up and down, left to right, left to right, up and down. I left to right. Like if I wanted to, I could. 1, 2. Goodness, this is getting hard to see what I'm doing. I'm just like, oh, because I didn't put the roof on the last time. But again, this is like more or less the exact same thing that I was doing before, you know? It's not really that helpful. I'm like maybe doing the ground first. So I have like sort of like guidelines on where the walls are supposed to be. See, the walls are just like not really in the right place right now. Darkness. And it just like makes another grid. And it's similar to the first one, but like not identical. But like still, you know, just like, and there's like a way to do it. So, you know, I know exactly where things are supposed to go, you know? It's just like, what angle is this? And like, I don't even know. Like, that's not a square, you know? Is it not supposed to be a square? Like, it was supposed to be a square. And like, is it not a square because it's in perspective? Goodness, goodness, goodness gracious me. Unless the original shape wasn't, like, it's just like, I don't even know. Oh, that's. Did it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Actually, no. Needs this one too. Oh, crud. Needs this one too. That's not perfect, but again, if I wanted it perfect, I'd probably just like have a computer program do it. Kind of, sort of. But this is more or less the exact same thing. But it's not the exact same thing. It's slightly different. Like, not different enough to matter. It's like when I'm playing, like, Elden Ring and I'm trying to build a character and it's just like this setting changes this, and then I'm like, I don't understand what that's doing. I can't even see anymore. Am I missing one? 1, 2, 3. No, I'm not. There's 4 here. Might as well do the top. Could you also do the side, you know? Just like, but the perspective point is over here, you know? Just, oh, well, I guess. Now I'm like super confused. So that would go up and down, side to side, side to side. Dun, 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 dun. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it's all based on, but like, it seems like wonky because of. I can't see anymore. Did I do? I can't see anymore. Oh my goodness. I'm like, I guess, you know? But like, now that I've like drawn this, it's just like, okay, now put stuff into it, you know? Where's the window? Just like, say a window's here. Ugh, that's not helpful. You can't see anything. Let's try to differentiate this. If that's supposed to be a window, put a window on the other side here. Well, that's not helpful. Drawing it with the same color is not going to help. Put another window. And then just like, what about height? You know, say a table. That I don't want to add to this because it's just like confusing based on how many lines I've already put down. And perhaps I should like make a grid and then like underlay it on the bottom. And still, this is only like 1 point perspective, if that, you know. This is frustrating. Another day where I haven't figured this problem out. I'm just like, and if I scrolled YouTube, it wouldn't help because I've already done that. You know, watch this person's video, that person's video, and I understand what they're saying, but none of them are answering the question that I have, you know? If there is a question to be asked at all. All right. I think I'm going to call it here, mostly because I'm frustrated and I need to take a break. So I will talk to you later. Where's the end button? There we are.